My friends, existence, the only thing that is as coexistence. All of these infinite objects that exists are existence itself in form of coexistence. So, let us look at the very basic fundamental form of coexistence as existence. There are two main objects that are coexisting. But firstly, before we start dividing and analyzing existence, let us look at one simple fact. Existence cannot be divided. It is the only integral being that exists. There is no other being outside existence. There is no peer to existence. If existence could be divided in multiple parts, there would be many existences which are not connected, but that is not true. There is only one existence, and this existence is coexistence of space and nature. So now, to a thinking mind, it appears, because we look at infinite objects of nature and cannot feel the connection, we feel that, oh, why cannot there be one universe which is not connected to another universe? Isn't it two separate universes? But my friends, where are these two separate universes is my question. Where are these two separate galaxies? Where are these two separate planetary systems? Actually, if you look at it, everything that exists in nature exists within space. So existence is as coexistence of space with nature. There's two kinds of energy that exists. One is the unmanifest energy called space, or Shunya, or Ishvara, or Parbrahma in the Eastern traditions. In the Buddhism, Hinduism, Sikhism, Jainism, it was called the Shunya, Ishvara, Parbrahma. Why is it called Shunya? Shunya means void. In English, the word is void. Why is it called void? Because it has no activity of its own. The space, my friends, has no activity of its own. It never had, it still does not have, and space will never have any activity of its own. This space is absolutely devoid of activity. It is infinite. Space is infinite energy in eternal equilibrium. An equilibrium which can never be disturbed. That is space. Infinite energy in eternal equilibrium. Peace and silence at its peak is space. Within this space of silence exists the nature as infinite units of nature contained within the space. And also space is within each of these objects. All of objects of nature are within the space, and space is within each of these objects. Space has three main attributes. This medium space which connects all of nature into one thing called existence. Together, space with nature, existence, remember. The space is the mediator which is holding together all of the units of nature as one existence. This space has three attributes very important. One, it is omnipresent. There is no place where there is no space, because every place has to be within space. By definition itself, space is called place. In Hindi, it's called desh. Every desh is space itself. There is no place where there is not the space. Space itself is every place. That's number one. It is omnipresent. Even where there is no unit of nature, like an earth, a sun, a stone, where there is no individual unit of nature, there is space there also. Space is there where there is nature, inside the nature units. Space is there where there is no unit of nature also. So space, my friends, is omnipresent, means present everywhere till infinity. Second, space is transparent. What does mean by transparency? It means that space does not have any effect on any unit of nature. It allows the units of nature to be as they are without disturbing their behavior. It is because the space is transparent that two units of nature, like a magnet and a piece of iron, can recognize each other and interact with each other. Two pieces of iron and magnet always recognize each other in the same way. Anywhere in the space, this law will be same. Space does not obstruct the movement of any unit of nature. Earth is moving around the sun in the space, and this space is not obstructing the movement of Earth. There is no friction offered by the space, no resistance offered by the space. Hence, because it is so devoid of activity, so devoid of affecting anything, that we have ignored the space so far. Even modern material science has not even started looking into space much, the nature of space. That's why it calls there is some dark energy, there is something. Some scientists have started talking that we must investigate into nature of space also. An overlooked but perhaps the most important constituent of existence as coexistence, or not the most important but the most fundamental, is space. Then the third attribute of space is that it is transcendental. In Hindi, Pargami. Transcendental means that space exists wherever there is nature, and space can exist without nature. And there is no unit of nature which exists outside of space. Every unit of nature needs the space to exist within the space. Hence, space is transcendental. Units of nature cannot exist without space, but space can exist without units of nature. So, three attributes: omnipresent, transparent, and transcendental. Another very important attribute of space is that it is omnipotent. Why, my friends? Think about it, this proposal. Space is the only field that exists. It is the infinite field of infinite energy in eternal equilibrium. But space is the only field that exists, and all units of nature are interplaying within this field. In material science, we have identified four main kinds of fields. Forces: strong force, weak force, electromagnetic force, and gravitational forces. These are four different kinds of fields that we have identified. Now, you and I are also existing as conscious units of nature, isn't it? We are conscious units of nature coexisting with the body. So then these conscious units of nature also must exist within some kind of field which allows for conscious units of nature to exist. Like there is a field which allows an atom to exist. Similarly, another field which allows the conscious units of nature to exist. Now all of these fields together, how so many fields there are? Some science has discovered, some it will discover later. But all of the fields together are one unified field, sir. This one unified, infinite, eternal, transparent, omnipresent and omnipotent field is being called space or shunya or void. There is this one field only within which all units of nature exists and different fields manifest. Electromagnetic field, strong field, weak field and the gravitational field. All of these fields together are combined, unified, and it is one field only. That field is being called space. And why is it called omnipotent? Because of presence of these potentialities. Another name of field is potentiality. Because of presence of electromagnetic field, can a magnet exhibit electromagnetism? Isn't it? It is because of the electromagnetic field being present that electromagnetism happens. So similarly, of all the unified field that exists, the nature can happen and behave the way it is behaving. If these fields were not there, nature could not have been there. Because nature needs fields to operate within those fields. Now, also, there are few other important points to consider, which we will consider in coming videos. But for today, pay attention to the space and rest of nature.